15 News. This is breaking news.
We continue our breaking news tonight. Cyanide was used in alleged attacks that led to multiple hazmat scenes we've been reporting the last few days. That's according to Dane County prosecutors who shared new information today about this story. It came during a court appearance for a woman who's allegedly involved in those attacks. WMTV's Ashley Wheel joins us live in studio now. And Ashley, there's a lot of new information given out today. First off, how do prosecutors think Andrea Whitaker was involved in this incident?
Mark, prosecutors believe Whitaker helped suspect Paul Van Dyke cover up and possibly even plan cyanide attacks on at least 2 women that Van Dyne had dated in the past. Authorities believe Van Dyne tried to poison the 2 women with cyanide by putting it in their water bottles after breaking into their cars. 1 woman ended up in the hospital. Van Dyne was arrested Sunday after an investigation, and prosecutors say that while he was in jail, he called Whitaker and asked her to remove items from his residence. Authorities were on scene and allegedly caught her in the act. Whitaker was arrested for harboring and aiding a felon, but Deputy DA William Brown says it appears Whitaker has more involvement than what she's currently charged with.
So while it does appear that Mr. Van Dyne was perhaps the actual person who was entering both victims' vehicles and putting the cyanide in their water bottles, and at least in Rock County, putting cyanide powder in the air vents, I think this defendant's involvement is absolutely clear, and that she is likely the brains of the operation and actually figuring out how to do this.
Van Dyne is expected to appear in court on Friday. He is facing multiple attempted homicide charges and stalking charges. Whitaker is also expected to be back in court on Friday. Brown says the investigation started a month ago and is in connection to the 3 search warrants used in investigating hazardous materials at multiple locations in Madison. For now, live in studio, Ashley Wheel, WMTV 15 News.
Ashley, thank you. We also learned new today that 7 DCI officers have been hospitalized after exposure from these scenes. We also learned authorities weren't planning on arresting Van Dyne Sunday, but were forced to after they say he went to one of the victims' homes that they had under surveillance. Breaking down now what we know so far. Monday, Madison police and fire responded to that hazardous situation. Our crews were on scene in the 1400 block of West Skyline Drive and saw multiple agencies responded. Yesterday, our crews were on 2 different locations, later confirmed to be connected to the Skyline Drive investigation. Later in the night, we learned that 2 people were in custody in connection to the events. Here's some new video today at Spooner Street. This is one of the locations we learned about yesterday in relation to the investigation. Police tape blocked off several blocks in the area. Neighbors told 15 News they started this morning and have remained on scene all day. West Skyline Drive also had local and federal agents on scene today. This was the first location we reported this investigation happening. Here you can see investigators in hazmat suits entering a home in that area. Our team has been following this case for the past 3 days. If you want to catch up on what we've uncovered so far, head to our free news app or our website, WMTV15news.com.